Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check it off, because we make getting vaccinated easy. You've got this, because we've got you. To learn more, visit yougotthis.usaging.org.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and it's a messy, wet, sliding day today. Boy, at my house, you can put on like pontoons on your feet and just walk across the lawn. I just sink. The poor dogs, they got mud up to their ankles. It's a muddy paw month. You know, they always say April showers bring May flowers. Well, they're going to be underwater here at this rate. It's incredible how much water is going on. But the good news is my pond, which was way low last year, is robust and it's full, and I'm a happy camper there. But I know if you think about it, last summer we had a drought. I think it was like one of the second or third driest summers on record. So I guess nature has a way of balancing itself out and repairing. So get your umbrellas and your rubber boots or whatever you wear, your barn boots, and I was going to say galoshes, but I thought that might age me a little bit. I don't even know how to spell galoshes. And no, not goulash. Oh my God. Everybody's thinking about food over here. Anyways, good morning everybody, wherever you are in the world. As you know, we stream live. And I got a note the other day. I don't know if you all saw that, but our live stream videos are only going to be on Facebook for so long, and then they're going to remove them, I guess. So I put a note on our Facebook page that since we do put our videos on our Facebook page, and if they disappear, fear not, you can go to YouTube and find the exact same thing. And as far as I know, as long as YouTube's around, it's going to be there forever and ever. We'll see. I want to say good afternoon to all my listeners over in Jamestown. Tuesdays at 1 o'clock on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people, Jamestown, New York. Tuesdays, 1 o'clock. Thanks for joining me. Today's show is sort of in flux. We had a guest lined up, and I'm fearful that perhaps the weather has caused some transportation issues. I'm not going to go into all the detail, but where this guest lives, there could be some flooding and it's been notorious for flooding, and so perhaps they're having trouble getting in. But we're going to try to get a phone call in, but we'll see. If not, we've got a very special person in the wings waiting to save me and have a chat about some things that we're going to be talking about. But we'll see. We'll see how things pan out here as we go along. If throughout the show, please call. We may need some filler. If you have your club or organization has a fundraiser, and I know you heard Linda calls in for the Lions Club. We've had other people calling from the Office for the Aging. Different organizations contact us, and we're happy to share that information with you at this number, 716-753-5225. And someone will be here to answer your call. If you don't want to talk to me live through the call, they'll write down the key pieces of information, and we'll get that out to you. Free of charge, happy to do it. That's what we're all about here, talking about stuff here in Chautauqua County, the good, the bad, and unfortunately sometimes the ugly. Also, if you have a birthday or anniversary or whatever, feel free to let us know. All right. April. How did that happen so fast? Gosh. We were in March last time I saw y'all, and now it's the 5th of April. I don't know where you live. Let's see if these guys do. In Jamestown, can you hear peepers, the little frog at night? Did you? Yeah. In my house, it's a chorus. And until this year, I really hadn't paid too much attention, but there's like different kinds of frogs or different sounds. Some are real high pitched, some are low, some almost kind of like have a sing kind of a sound to it. It's pretty fascinating, so it's pretty cool. All right. Then I've been keeping an eye on things outdoors. Brody and I take our morning walk every day, and the pussy willows are out. We've got buds on the trees. We've got daffodils, crocuses are up. I don't know what it's like out east of here, Jamestown, anything like that? Any flowers popping up yet? Nothing? Still, no, you don't. All right, I'm sure everybody's flowers are starting to pop. He said there's still snow in Jamestown. But we're getting there. We're getting there. So we had some nice weather, and we broke some temp records, I think, not too long ago. So anyways, I see that spring is here, and the peepers, wow, it's almost deafening at my house because there's lots of ponds and swampy area way out in the woods, and they just go crazy out there. We mentioned this last week, but tomorrow at the Big Inlet, there's going to be a musical send-off, that's what I call it, for a good friend of mine, Randy Henderson. He and I played in the band, the Midnight Growlers, they're still going. I kind of went into semi-retirement, and Randy is going to have some medical interventions pretty soon here, and so they put together a send-off, a musical send-off. It's not necessarily a fundraiser, but it's a bunch of guys just saying, hey, we're going to send you some good vibes like the Beach Boys used to. And so tomorrow, if you're interested, I don't know if it's supposed to rain tomorrow or not. I think it's supposed to just be cloudy. At the Big Inlet, 1 to 5, they're having some fine musicians. I unfortunately can't make it, but I was supposed to be on deck, but you'll understand here in a minute. Bill Ward. I saw Mike Earhalt. Who else did I see? Adam McKillop. Bob Campbell from Osborne Nash is going to be there. So, of course, the Midnight Growlers will be there, and I think Randy's going to try to get there, so we'll see. But I want to wish Randy the very best in his outcomes and get healthy. And I already promised him that he and I are going to do some duets sometime, and that should be fun. Speaking of duets, in a couple of weeks, Infinity is going to be here featuring some of their talent, the young people that are coming up through music and art and so forth. And I'll just give you a little teaser. I'll be working with a couple of beautiful young ladies that are going to be singing, and I'll be working with them. How's that, Randy, for a little teaser? That's in 2 weeks from now, Infinity and Doc, or Doc and Infinity. I don't know how to do it. Anyways, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to be rehearsing with them this week. All right, let's see here. I got some announcements to share with you, so let's get to those. So, Jeff, if you're ready, here we go. We're going to take you to the Reg. Okay, they've always got something going on over there. So the Reg Lene Theater in Jamestown over there on 3rd Street. The first one is called The Room Next Door. shows this coming Wednesday, April 9 at 7 p.m. Ingrid, played by Julianne Moore, and Martha, played by Tilda Swinton, there's their picture, were close friends in their youth when they worked together at the same magazine. Ingrid went on to become an autofiction novelist. I don't know what an autofiction novelist is. Justin, you know what an autofiction is? Never heard of that one before. While Martha became a war reporter, and they were separated by the circumstances of life. Maybe autofiction is like something she creates of herself, puts in it, maybe like an autobiography, autofiction. I'm taking a wild guess at that. After 10 years of being out of touch, they meet again in an extreme but strangely sweet situation. The Room Next Door is rated PG-13 and is 110 minutes long. Then the other movie that's going to be shown, Dog Man. It's going to be shown Friday, April 11th at 7. Dog Man is animated. When a faithful police dog and his human police officer owner are injured together on the job, a harebrained but life-saving surgery, oh boy, fuses the two of them together, and Dog Man is born. Dog Man is sworn to protect and serve and fetch, sit and roll over. Dog Man is rated PG and it's 94 minutes long. So we're splicing a dog and a human together. Okay. Upcoming movies at the Reg include the animated family film Paddington. I love that little series that he's kind of a character. Paddington in Peru, April 16th at 2 p.m. and April 18th at 7. And the Liza Minnelli documentary, Liza, a truly terrific, absolutely true story, that's what it's called, April 23 at 7 p.m. And Barbie Ferreira and John Leguizamo. I thought I practiced Leguizamo. I thought I practiced these before the show. In the comedy drama, Bob Trevino Likes It. April 30th at 7 p.m. Tickets are about $8, generally $10 online, and so on. And sometimes for the kids shows, they're a little bit cheaper. Family shows, $7. So anyways, give them a call at the box office at, well, it's usually here. Anyways, they're in the phone book. Give them a call if you want more information, and that's at the Reg Linnae Theater. Okay, now moving along. This is some information from the League of Women's Voters, so let's get to that. This is from Rebecca Huber-Ross, who was here not too long ago. Time sensitive, it says. Let's see here. League of Women Voters event. Hang on a minute. Oh, here we go. Okay. League of Women's Voters events on the immigration journey, overcoming obstacles and building a future in the United States. The League of Women Voters of Chautauqua County will hold a panel discussion on April 15th at the Unitarian Universalist Church in Fredonia at 222 Temple Street. The discussion will be from 6:30 to 8:30. If you can attend, please email Rebecca Huber-Ross at rhuberross, altogether, rhuberross at stny.rr.com, or you probably find her on Facebook. Light refreshments will be served. Our panelists will be able to share their various perspectives on the immigrant journey. They're excited to hear from all of you. It promises to be a wonderful learning experience. And there's a student from Fredonia who's the founder of Hope and Peace International. It's a nonprofit organization based in Buffalo. The organization focuses on providing support and resources to immigrants and refugees. So that's going to be, once again, April 15th up in Fredonia at the Universalist Church, 222 Temple Street. Okay, and remember, the League of Women's Voters has a Facebook page, and you can let them know if you're interested for that. Then, let's see. I'm trying to see what all this is here. So evidently, these other people are going to be involved. Andy Nash Camarada is Director of Outreach for Volunteers in Housing Journeys In Refugee Services in Buffalo. Momina de Blasio is the manager for Immigrant Support Ministry, New Neighbor Coalition at St. Luke's Church in Jamestown. John Starkey, he's a principal at Lafayette International High School in Buffalo. He served there and has worked with refugees and immigrant students and working with students with very low English proficiency at this point. And then there will be someone called Sheila Starkey Hahn. She's a lawyer, an attorney, has been practicing immigration law for more than 25 years. She has a solo practice in Fredonia. So all these folks will be attending this particular program on panel, and it's kind of an interesting topic right now with what's going on with immigration law and folks that they're finding that they have to return to their country. So you might know someone in this situation and maybe it could be helpful. Okay, so that's that. Let's go on to other upcoming events. Okay, this is at the Lucille Ball Little Theater. It's called Blythe Spirit. Still Time to Laugh. This is going to be held today, April 5 at 7 p.m. and tomorrow at 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Lucille Ball Little Theater is at 18 East 2nd Street in Jamestown. The spirits have spoken, the veil has lifted, and the cast of Noel Coward's Blythe Spirit has been summoned. Lucille Ball Little Theater of Jamestown is thrilled to announce the talented performers who will bring this supernatural comedy to life. So that's coming up this weekend. Then you can go to the Audubon Lights. Ever done that one, Randy?
I've heard of it.
Heard of it? It's one night left. That's tonight at 8:30 p.m. to 10. Forest and ponds glow with lasers and spotlights along a luminary lit trail to fire, drinks, popcorn, and other foods for sale, and live entertainment. Price is only $12 and $9 for Nature Center members, ages 3 to 15. Wait a minute. Oh, they're $9 plus the members. And then if you're under 2, it's free. Walk-ins welcome, reservations appreciated. So again, that's going to be at the Audubon tonight, 8:30 to 10. Boy, I hope it dries up a little bit because it won't be much fun in the rain. Okay, and then finally, number 16, we got a slide for this, I believe. Okay, this is a hot topic here, and I think I even wrote an article for Silver Magazine on this, on homelessness. Chautauqua County is taking a groundbreaking approach to addressing homelessness through the launch of the Family-Centered Case Management Initiative. It's a program funded by the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance. This initiative marks a significant milestone as the first truly embody, as the first to truly embody the full integration of Chautauqua County Department of Mental Hygiene and Department of Social Services into a unified system, providing targeted, wraparound support for families experiencing homelessness. Okay, the team, which is already operational, is currently assisting, this is kind of sad, approximately 50 families right now in temporary housing. This number fluctuates, of course, daily as new families qualify for this service. When a family enters temporary housing, ensuring they're immediately connected to specialized support services is part of the initiative of this team. This initiative is the first of its kind in Chautauqua County, demonstrating the true power of integrating mental hygiene and social services, said Carmelo Hernandez, Director of Community Mental Health. Mental Hygiene Services. I always get them mixed up. And Commissioner of Social Services. By combining resources and expertise, they're ensuring that families facing homelessness receive not only housing support, but also access to mental health services, peer advocacy, and long-term case management, critical elements in breaking the cycle of instability. Okay, under this OTDA-funded initiative, a dedicated team of case managers and senior caseworkers work directly with families placed in temporary housing. Their role is to assess each family's needs, remove barriers to stability, and connect them with vital community resources, including the following: mental health and substance abuse services, employment and financial stability programs, long-term housing assistance, childcare, and transportation. Each family receives an individualized case management plan, ensuring that these services are tailored to their specific challenges. The program is designed to provide ongoing support with regular follow-ups to track progress and re-engage families as needed. This initiative aligns with the Chautauqua County Executive's strategy to address the growing number of unhoused individuals and families by providing not just temporary relief, but a sustainable plan and path to stability. Okay, so that's what we do here every week. We share information with you, and I know there was quite a concern about housing for the homeless and people living basically on the street. And well, it's a complicated situation, and we've addressed that a number of times. And so we're going to take a little breather here right now, and I want to take a moment to share with you a family matter that has transpired in our house, our family, our lives in Ripley. My father-in-law, William Olson, has passed away this week. And you might say, well, why are we talking about that? The reason why we're talking about that is because Bill was our 300th guest here at Chautauqua Sunrise. And in 2020, this is a little clip of him. His eyes were just dancing while he was on that clip, and he was talking about stories of his life, and he's going to be sorely missed. He was the patriarch of the family, and in case you're interested, and you knew Bill, William, that the services will be at the Mason Funeral Home in Westfield this Monday and Tuesday, and he was just a really great human and wonderful father-in-law and great father, grandfather, great-grandfather to so many. So he'll be sorely missed. But because he was on our show, if you are interested in going back and having a look, he talks about his life, and you can go on YouTube, and just look up William Olson, and it would have been March 28, 2020. All right, we're going to take a little breather. This is a little piece for you folks, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Oh dear.
That could be dangerous.
It could be dangerous. Well, folks, as I noted in the beginning of the show, we're not quite sure what happened to my guest that was scheduled, but I hope they're okay, and we'll work to bring them on at another time. But as always, we try to have a backup plan, and many of you have seen Randy Burt, my co-host, my backup guy over the years. So Randy, thanks for coming in today. And we often try to do some ad-lib, off-the-cuff discussions about what you've been involved with presently and over the years. And we all know that you're our go-to guy here with cameras, and your son Justin is my right arm over here. Your other son is our director out in the other office. So the Burts are real important to Chautauqua Sunrise and to Access Chautauqua Studio here. So, Randy, how long have you been part of this studio now? It's been a while, right?
Well, in October it'll be 20 years.
Wow. 20 years.
20 years. I met Reed Powers up at the Sea Lion ship one time. And told him my son was taking TV production at Chautauqua Lake. Well, come on in. 20 years later.
Here you are.
Still here.
Yeah, I know. And, I haven't been straight through all the years, but I think I started with Reed in 1996 when he interviewed me for the first time, and then he slowly pulled me into, and here we are all these years later. A lot of times when I talk to people about the show and what we're trying to accomplish here is that we try just to talk about what's going on in Chautauqua County. There's a lot of people out on Facebook that want to talk about whatever, politics or something controversial. I think we've done a pretty good job over the years is talking about stuff here without
definitely.
without going into our opinion, but bringing other people to present their side. But you've been involved with an organization like myself called Lakeshore Center for the Arts, and you even have your T-shirt on there today.
I live with these T-shirts.
You-
I go up there after the show for 2.5 hours.
So let's talk about that a little bit from your perspective, and we'll just have a discussion about the Lakeshore Center for the Arts. I know Sue and Rick and a lot of folks watch the show every Saturday morning, so you're gonna get a little bit of time here, folks, about a half hour. So let's just take our time. So with Lakeshore Center for the Arts, I think it's my fault. I think I got you involved. Would you say that's true?
Well, you've had people on for over 10 years from there, and
Yeah.
I finally had to check it out. I never knew how to get in there. I drive up by and I like, where do you go in? But I found the magic door.
Magic Door, which is right across the street from the Patterson Library at the Presbyterian Church on the kind of like on the side of it, right?
Yeah.
And it's where the church offices are, and there's just this little alcove that you kind of go in, and then up the stairs you go. So Lakeshore Center for the Arts, and I'm not going to speak for them, other than that I know that from a concept point of view, it wasn't always there. It was sort of like a group of people that had a mindset that was created by Rick Mascaro, our good friend, and that he had this vision, and he had done this in other communities. Did you know that down in the Carolinas?
I didn't know where, but I knew he'd done it.
Yeah, and
Places.
I'm going to say South Carolina, and I'll probably get something on Facebook that says, yeah, knucklehead, it was North Carolina. But I know it was
That way.
in one of the Carolinas where he
That way.
worked for many years, and he was into community theater. And he and I had a long talk one time, and he was telling me his vision, and he wanted to find a home for community type theater and to have plays and skits and things like that. Well, the whole place is taken off in so many different directions.
gosh.
And I know you're involved with some of them, so let's kind of walk our way through that. So, folks, if you've never been there, it's just a wonderful, wonderful venue and offers so much to the community. So let's kind of give them a little tour. How's that? So you go through the doors, you go up 3 flights of stairs, but the good news is if
They
you
have an
have
elevator.
you have a little kind of a chairlift, I guess you
Chairlift.
call it. And you kind of go up the first, and then you get off, get on the next one, and go up, and there you are. I used to laugh. I used to say, well, I hope you have some oxygen tanks at the top of the stairs, because when I first went up there, it was like, I don't know if I wasn't in good shape or what, but I can do it now with no problem. So,
Still can't.
see, there's like a little theater lobby there.
Starts out with the lobby. Right across from the lobby is Jacqueline Phillips Theater. Which
Yeah.
We have, I don't know, 35, 40 seats.
Yeah, and
It's a small theater, and it's awesome. I'm getting to see a lot of the plays there. Last year they had the Juice Box plays.
right. That's the competition from all around the
And
world.
the plays were just insane.
Really good stuff.
Oh my gosh, they put their all into it. And one girl, she's in there like 3 different plays. I could never learn one, talk about 3.
Well, maybe it'll be a role for like a tree. You know, you could be a tree.
I don't even think I'd be a good 3. Gotta stand there. I'd be,
But you know, but there's something for everybody in theater. You know, whether if you want to be on stage or a stage crew member, or like in your case, you know, cameraman or whatever. So, but you know, I've had the good fortune. I sometimes walk the halls and I look at the posters and I see my name on a lot of
yeah,
them.
I see her
Holy
picture
cow!
looking at me all the time.
And you know, I still refer to Becky's new car. That was like the most difficult thing I ever did in my life with theater. I mean, I've done a lot of interesting things, but that pushed my upper limit of memorization and to create a character of Walter Flood and to work with people I didn't even know. I walked into the rehearsal first night, and Tina Rauza was the director. And I'm looking around thinking they were going to be some of my amigos and amigas that were from other projects. And these people were like from Fredonia and Jamestown or wherever. And I didn't know them. And when you don't know people, you're
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like, you're like,
was my
what do I
biggest-
say here?
That was my biggest fear, trying to learn everybody's name.
Yeah.
Well, I've learned most of them.
And they're awesome people.
Oh my gosh, they're all great. They're all dedicated. They're all volunteers.
And so they put on a variety of plays. I don't even know how many plays I've been in now, probably about a half dozen between skits and plays and stuff. And people don't realize that, you know, you've got the Lucille Ball Little Theater, and you've got things at the Reg. But when you get to the west and North County, of course you got the Fredonia Opera House, yeah. But if you get over towards Westfield Ripley, this is it. This is it. And the theater, like you said, holds about 45, 50 people, depending on how they seat.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is, you're up close and personal with the
definitely.
audience. Many times I've been like 5 feet away.
I mean, they got, I don't know, speakers. I don't even know if they have speakers. They just are.
You project.
Projects,
you project, yeah. And you know, you'll always hear the director say, "I can't hear you." But Joni Caruso,
Shut up.
Joni Caruso and I did Love Letters, just two of us. And you might say, how can you do a play with two people?
Oh, that was awesome.
People were crying when we were done. Not because I messed up, but because of it was because of the play. But they picked some really good plays, and sometimes I don't know some of them, but it's really very interesting. And if you're not into theaters, other things, what else can people get involved
Well, you go into theaters, and they also have, I think it's, maybe, don't quote me, the first Tuesday or something of the month, they have a movie.
with? Yes.
Rick projects a movie. I think they give you popcorn, and they're older movies, but, you know.
They're classics.
Yeah, they're classics.
I think like a Halloween, they'll have like, you know, Frankenstein, or they'll have, I don't know, Julie Garland movies.
And it's free.
Three Stooges.
That's free.
They have some silent ones that they can get in there, and you know, they I don't know if they have to pay royalties to show it, or some of them are in public domain now, so they don't have to worry about that. But they have a nice big screen, right?
Oh, definitely.
And you get in there, and you know what could be more fun than to go see an old movie? And have you gone?
I haven't been to the movie yet. Thursday night I went to open mic.
Okay.
They had that at the art gallery, and they had 4 or 5 people get up there and play songs and guitars. You can do poetry. You can do just, you know, you're just getting up in front of people and talking. I'm sitting there like, no, not me.
You.
But they were really good. I mean, it's fun to do something different. Same thing Thursday night. I was in a photography class with 2 other administrators, and it was like, I got to leave about quarter after. I got to walk down the hall I want to see the open mic or hear it, and it was really cool.
So it's held in the what room? The art gallery.
The art gallery.
So that's a little bit smaller venue,
Yeah.
right? And
But they'll gladly go bigger.
so the thing that people don't realize, you got the theater, and then you come out of the theater and you go down a little hallway, and to the right there's the art gallery, right?
Gallery.
So they hold maybe 15 people, 20 people, something like maybe something like.
More the way they set up.
Yeah, I haven't been there
Yeah.
when they do it, but it's still a pretty good sized
Oh,
room.
yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize a lot of those rooms were old classrooms that the church had at one time for like Bible school and
Yeah.
things like that. And so with the art gallery, they're always changing up the artwork.
Definitely. They just got through with they might still have some in the hall of students from some of the North County schools there.
Yeah.
Unreal what these kids make. I mean, I could never do it. I couldn't even imagine it in my head to do it.
Like what? Give me an example. What are you
I
talking
saw a lot of ceramics,
Uh-huh.
a lot of paintings, pictures. Trying to think what else they had there. It was just packed. The hallway, the art gallery was just packed with stuff.
Hold on, I'm getting a message from outer space. What's that? By the month? Yeah, they feature them for like a month long.
Yeah,
right?
they usually go about a month. Karen Cochran, she's pretty much in charge of the art gallery, and they usually have an opening night, like opening gala, and you could go in and meet the artist. And
Yeah, it's free of charge, right?
free, yeah. And then, but I'm there a lot, so I get to walk down the halls and then the galleries, and I get the magic codes to get in the galleries. And look at all the pictures when nobody else is there, but it's just unreal what kids can do.
Right. And so then the adults, I know that there's been creative furniture, I think there was.
Yeah.
And it was stuff that somebody had made in the local area, I'm not sure, all handmade furniture. And you look at this stuff and go like,
How do you make
how did they do that? You know, and I watched the guy one day, I think when we were filming, brought the stuff up there and he was huffing and puffing. And,
yeah, he went up the back way, I think.
And then I've seen, well, you talk about Karen Cochran, beautiful photography.
Oh, definitely.
And that's right up your alley,
She
right?
goes right out to Africa.
Yeah, she's been on the show here.
I had her on last May, and she's been 3 times since.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of trips to Africa. She
Yeah.
was brought up, I think, in the younger years there.
Yep, in
she
Uganda.
goes to Kenya.
Yep. And she had a very interesting life story where her
my gosh.
family lived in, I believe it was Uganda before there was a revolution, and they had to take shelter in Kenya. And so if James is watching, if we're in Kenya, I know
James.
sometimes he's checking in.
She works with the people over there. I mean,
Yeah,
I think in the
volunteers in the schools.
volunteers and maybe even health, I can't remember, but
Yeah.
it's just amazing. That's a long ride on a plane.
How long do you think it is? Probably about at least
I've been to
15, 16
Cairo.
hours.
Oh, it's got to be.
Well, of course, you break it up. You
You're halfway down, but you're not all the way down.
probably
South
get to like
Africa.
London and drop down or something like
Yeah, I don't
that.
think there's any non-stop flights,
Oh, that'd be a killer, wouldn't it?
especially out of Ripley International. Long ride to crop duster.
There you go. So there's lots of opportunity for photographers to show their work.
Art,
And I've seen, what else? There was some like, I want to say acrylics, where it was like on glass at one time.
yeah, I think I remember that.
That was outstanding. It was
Crazy
just,
what people do.
and it's gorgeous, you know. And sometimes you can buy the art there, I believe.
Yep.
And so again, it's one of those kind of, not a secret, because it's certainly been trying to get the word out there, but I still don't think a lot of people realize it's there.
They got to come up. I mean, just come up and check us out.
Yeah. So then, so we got the theater lobby. Then there's the theater, and then as far as the theater goes, most of the shows are like between $10 and $20 a ticket.
Yeah, I
believe.
don't think they go.
And a lot of times you're paying for the copyright to do the show,
Oh,
because you
yeah.
got to pay royalties. Did I say copyright? The royalties on it, and so that's pretty expensive. And of course, then there's other things like props and costuming and things like that that's got to come out of a budget. So then you go to the art gallery, which is the next room.
Across the hall.
Across the hall, what's over there?
Boardroom.
Okay.
Beautiful big boardroom.
Yeah. And
You can rent it. You can meet.
Lorna
there.
Penny boardroom, right?
Lord Penny Suite, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. And I know that a lot of times people, they would like to have a little place to have a meeting in the community. And I do know that that's available, whether you rent it or can use it. I don't.
You know, if you're a member, usually you can pretty much.
Yeah,
use
and membership's
anything.
hardly
Memberships
any money at
are not
all.
much,
and
yeah.
you go to the website and find out that information. But it's a very nicely appointed room. Big boardroom table, right? Big wooden thing. There's
that's
chairs and there's like a library, shelves in there. And,
Beautiful.
and we use that for our change room. It's like, lock that door. I'm just getting into my costume here. And I remember when we did the one show, I mean, we were all had our little corner and just like, you know, and we were always laughing, saying, I don't have anything you haven't seen before, you know. And you were doing fast changes and things like that. So that room became our you know.
So connected to the
That's
boardroom
right.
on the backside, they have a curtain. It's where they make the props and stuff for the plays.
Yeah, yeah.
Kelly Matthews has his shop there where
Yeah.
they chop up what they need. It's nice. He's got it well organized.
And I think they have some things downstairs in storage
And
as well.
downstairs now they have a writer's room.
I haven't
There's a
been down
glass
there.
window, almost like our studio has. And there's-
Uh-huh.
the next room is all the props and costumes.
They're spreading out.
Yeah, they've got two rooms downstairs now.
So what's the writers group all about, you know?
Oh my gosh, they do everything from plays to books.
And that's
A lot of books.
a lot of people doing writing here.
I think they have a lot of people come there. They do plays, they do books.
Uh-huh. And I know that a lot of times they challenge each other, like to write 1,000 words a day for like, I don't know, 50 days or something like that.
That's crazy. Mary
Ellen Humphrey.
Ellen Humphrey, yeah, she's in charge of that. And,
Okay. And then
yeah, one more room.
we go back upstairs. When we go back upstairs, then there is the world that you and I live in.
Yeah, it's called the Innovation Studio. Started out with mostly photography. We have 4 laptop computers with all the Adobe programs.
All right, what's Adobe for?
Everything.
Oh, like what?
I started out with Adobe before I went there with Photoshop,
Okay.
where you can manipulate. You
So
know,
you can like take somebody out of a picture and put them in a different
Yeah.
scene, or change the color of their
do
hair.
everything
Or,
in Photoshop. But there's 20 programs you can get with Adobe program, but going up there is awesome because if you bought them there, it'll get like $60, almost $70 a month. So
What?
you're getting them
That's
free
like
up there.
$600 a year.
I know. I
plus.
pay for it.
Holy cow!
I bought one.
Well, and I think that's the beauty of this project where Jackie Phillips put together this studio is that it's a community-based thing
Yes.
by membership, so that y'all don't have to buy all this stuff, but you can come up and try it out. And if you want it, you can always buy it for home. But gosh,
We have our backdrop and we have cameras and lighting. We also have a sound recorder, Rodecaster Pro 2.
who
which
do you
is
use that for?
sound recording. We just had a lady do an audio book on it.
Kathy Richmond.
Kathy, she
Yeah.
did the whole book on it for somebody, and
Yeah.
there's so many restrictions when you put them on Amazon, and
Mm-hmm.
she was having fun with it.
But I know a number of people, they like to record their books, for instance, for the blind, or put it, like you say, out on some program, and they have this beautiful sound system. What's it called? A Rodecaster?
Rodecaster.
Rodecaster.
Pro.
Because I have a Stratocaster, but that's a guitar.
We have 4 microphones, and you wear a headset, and the sound it picks up like you can't believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have that. We use we do 2 podcasts there. One is Lit Chicks,
Okay, who are the lit
Mary
chicks?
Ellen Humphrey,
Right.
and
Sue
Susan
Landrigan?
Landrigan, and they talk about books.
Shannon Reber used to
Shannon,
be.
yeah, she used to be there.
She's moved out, but is she still involved with the
She's
project?
in Michigan.
But is she still with the lit chicks?
Oh, they only hit her on once through
But you can do that.
Zoom or something. Oh yeah, you can do anything.
Magic
anymore.
these days.
And we do another podcast.
What's it called?
There's a plus sign in it.
Plus sign.
There's a couple crazy guys that sit down there. And I just found out now on YouTube, it translates into different languages, so now I'll be able to understand what they're talking about. But it's called Oak Island Plus.
And you're our cameraman.
I sit there and stop, whoa! I forget to do something, turn the lights off and leave just the lights on, or turn the air conditioner off.
Well, we've all learned lessons. And so let me digress on that. The lit chicks do like 15-minute
Yeah.
programs, which is nice for them because they can concentrate on one little topic and then get it out there. And I think Eric, Sue's husband, does a lot of the
He's the
editing.
cameraman.
So folks, think about this, and we've talked a little bit about this in the past. But if you have an interest to get your own YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And for instance, Chautauqua Sunrise has its own YouTube channel now. You can create your own YouTube channel. You can be a member over there, and they have lessons, right?
Yeah, there's
How
several
to
of
do
us.
this.
There's several of us that are administrators. Our job is to learn it and teach it, not to do it for you.
Or help us.
Yeah, well, you can help, yeah, because there's some stuff you gotta help. I mean, I sit there and stare at the camera, making sure it keeps running. It. These DSL cameras at like 29 minutes will shut off on you because of some craziness on taxing them, and they're worried they're going to overheat. But so I have to stop you guys. And I got it. I think we almost got it down now, where I keep
We
my
just
mouth
silent. Well, what Randy's referring to is when we're filming Oak Island Plus, it's generally about a 45-minute to an hour show.
Yeah.
Is that the camera will have a tendency to shut off at a certain point, and before Randy will go stop. Well, the trouble is now we've got to go back and edit out stop off the film. So now we have hand gestures, and that works out famously.
Yeah, that we tried that a couple times.
All we got to do is get Jim to stop talking.
Yeah, I'm like standing there. Doc can see my eyes looking at the camera.
Yeah, I'm always watching you. Jim is
Run
like,
out of time. Gonna run out of time. But
so let's talk about Lit Chicks and Oak Island Plus. They're both video podcasts, and they're on YouTube. And anybody can do this if they want. And I always tell people you could do this for your business, for fun, hobbies, to promote your club or organization. And if you are interested, you can become a member and use the facilities, right? And I mean, I don't even know what all the facility costs, but it's thousands and thousands of dollars there.
Man, yes.
And so I know Mary Ellen and Sue, they come in with Eric and they produce their thing. Jim and I come in once a month and produce our project, and without spilling, well, I guess I can. When you think about it, two guys. Jim lives in Northeast PA. I live in Ripley. We get together once a month. We physically don't even talk to each or see each other during the month. We just go back and forth with information. Jim creates a lot of stuff. I do a lot of the research. Then we show up in Westfield. We sit down. You turn on the camera, ready, set, go, and then we produce a live video.
Try to do about a minute test to make sure the sound and the light's right on it, because every time you set up, it's a little different. Or
Right.
put the lights.
And so you got two guys locally here, and not that it's a big deal because this is more and more common, but not everybody does this. But YouTube keeps track of how many views you've seen. And I know Chris has told me how many views Chautauqua Sunrise has had over the last almost 12 years. And but in less than 2 years, sometime this coming week, we're going to cross 100,000 views. I mean, that's us working out of Westfield locally, and the facility's there for anybody to use it.
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't have to be for YouTube. It could be you want to produce a family memoir.
Oh, yeah.
You could interview, like for instance, you saw my founder in the beginning. Well, I interviewed him 5 years ago, almost to the day, and now we have this memory of him on video. Well, you could do the same thing. You could bring your family in. You could record this thing. Now, you teach people how to edit, right?
I do some editing.
But there's a class that you can take.
There's
Jim and I took a whole 1 hour class.
You took the Adobe Rush, and I started out with Premiere Pro. I've been going to Rush a little more now, but there's a lot to it.
Yeah,
but you guys are like, we get done with this show, and before I can even turn the lights off, they're already transferring the video over to the computer, and then they just, like two little kids, but they have such a system that I seen Jim's paper. It's got what he's talking about, and it's got a picture. So when he's talking, a lot of times pictures pop. They add the pictures at the end, so they're talking about this picture. And Jim will have a nice stack, and to be quiet, he just takes it over, lets it fall on the floor, and then when he's done, he's got a stack of papers all over the place he has to pick up. But
and then I have everything I have is an iPad, and it's all silent, and I'm just moving along with the pictures.
But you guys got like your opening.
We have Robert Clotworthy. He's the one that you hear on Ancient Aliens and Curse of Oak Island and a couple of other places. He's internationally famous.
Sounds cool. And
yeah.
You did have one show. I can't remember the guy's name. What'd you have? 20,000.
Oh, that's Laird Niven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that went fast. I mean, they came fast.
Yeah. So, and also what you can do is, and we haven't really talked about this, but you can record a Zoom interview.
Yep.
So, for instance, if you say, well, my relatives live in California, you can record your Zoom, and you can grab that. I just can tell you can grab it. You can load it onto your little thumb drive, bring it to the studio, and you can load it into this program, and you can really make it cool.
And an outro, and put that right in the middle.
It works out really, really well. So anyway, so what we're saying to you folks is there's just so much to be available at Lakeshore Center for the Arts in Westfield. And so when you say you're an administrator, like they pay you? Or?
No. We're all volunteers.
All volunteers.
We go up there, like Saturdays I usually go up after this show, and I'll be there from probably after 10:30. We have open studio from 11 to 1 where anybody can come in and do anything they want. And so certain times it's really busy. In the winter it gets a little slow, but you want to come in, we'll show you how to run the computers. We also do classes once or twice a week or every couple of weeks, and we have a gigantic television. Some are on there, we do them right at the studio. When Jacqueline's back, she's got classes, and but the ones, you just sit there and watch them on the big screen and learn
like a tutorial, right?
Yeah. We have a schedule that appears on Lakeshore Center for the Arts website under Innovation Studio, so you know what's going on each time, and we just come up and volunteer.
And there's a calendar of events on the website, I believe.
Yep,
it tells you
Lakeshore too.
What's
they have
what's
a
going
separate
on.
calendar. But they had pictures on the website, but I just got started because before COVID, Jacqueline was on there talking about the studio with green screen, and I was like, wow, I want to go there. And then COVID hit, and I was like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, COVID's over, and they came up with a new website, really nice. And I saw green screen, and I saw portrait photography. I was like, I have got to do that. So
Okay.
once
Hey,
I got in there, I never got out.
let's get back to green screen in a minute. We got a phone call.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen. This is Linda Spalding.
Hey,
How
Lynn.
are you?
Good. How are you doing? Staying dry?
I'm doing great. Oh, it's not too bad where I am right now. It's not. It's just a slight rain, misty rain, and it's warm and it's breezy. It's kind of pleasant at the moment.
Well, it was pouring here in Mayville, and it was.
Yeah.
What,
They said
Dave?
it was. Yeah. Well, I guess it's better that than a blizzard at this time of year.
I agree.
It's coming. I saw snow on the weather, on the phone, weather app. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have some snow next week. I still have my snow tires on.
Oh, jeepers. Well, my snow shovel's still out on the back porch, so.
The way it's been this year, we're going to have snow on the 4th of July.
Oh, you're just a
4th of July parade. Everybody's going to be
Oh, no.
snowmobiles.
No.
That's going to be there.
I got to be announcing that parade. I'm not going to be there in a parka.
I remember one year we had snow on Mother's Day.
Yes. I've
And
actually.
it wasn't light snow. It had piled up.
Yep. Crazy stuff, huh?
Yeah.
So what's new in
Well-
what's new in your world, Lynn?
Well, no, in my world, we're planning a derby party. I'll give you a call about that. We're doing another derby party
Yeah, what-
with
just-
Mayville, Chautauqua.
What month
Lions.
is that?
It's the first Saturday in May.
Okay, so next month. Okay, good. Yeah, absolutely.
And
Make
I
sure.
wish somebody would come with the horse. I really do.
Wait a minute. What did you say? Come with a horse here?
Yeah, to the VFW.
Oh, to the shoot! I can see Chuck Kelsey having a stroke with us bringing a horse into the studio. I've had dogs here and other things, but I've never had a horse. So bring a
If you
horse.
know of anybody who has a horse, tell them to come.
So get a whole bunch of them, have a race out in the parking lot.
So, Linda, have you ever been able to make anything at Lakeshore Center for the Arts?
I didn't this winter because it was a bad winter.
Yeah,
but
it's
I
tough.
have gone there.
Okay.
Now I see that things are coming up again.
Mm-hmm.
That is an amazing place.
You know, it's hard to explain until you've been there and
Oh,
you walk
really?
around and go, where'd this come from?
Yeah, it is an amazing place.
Yeah.
And Westfield is really coming back, and I see that they got a very large grant.
4.5 million, something like that?
Yeah. And there were only 4 in the state, 3 in the state.
Right. Well, you got to get the
Yeah.
right mover and shaker behind those grants, and I think I know
Well,
who it
you've
was.
got a good grants writer.
Yeah.
I'd like to know who that person is.
I have an idea, but I'm not sure who it is, but but it's right. So, yeah, that's great. So, what's going on in Chautauqua? I see you going to have a new president and all kinds of people there.
Yes. Dr. Michael Hill is staying, I believe, until the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a job in a college
Oh.
as the president, and it's near Washington, and I forget the name of it.
Oh, that's
but
all right, yeah.
He'll be working with a lot of youth, and he is very youth-centered.
So,
So,
Chautauqua has like a board of directors, right? And then they kind of pick the new president. Is that how that works?
Yeah, the board of directors does. The trustees, and we've got a new trustee. The president of the trustees represents the homeowners in Chautauqua.
Okay.
We're considered part of members of a corporation. Anybody who owns property, and Candace Maxwell. Her term was up, and we've got somebody. I think her first name is Laura. I'm not sure, but her last name is Branch.
Okay.
That just happened.
All right. So, is like your organization like a HOA, like hear about in some of the gated communities out west and so on, and down south, where you have rules and you have a board and you
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sort of thing.
It's really. I've got such wonderful friends here. I've got the best neighbors I could ever ask for anywhere. You know, if you need something, they're there. If you need a ride to the doctor or something, they're there. They're wonderful.
Sweet.
And especially the people that are here year round.
Mm-hmm. How many people are there year round? I mean, I have no idea.
They say there's something like 200 families in the winter. That's what they say, but you don't see that many people in here. A lot of people do go away after Christmas. They like leave in January, and they stay. They either rent or have homes in Arizona or Florida or whatever.
Right. Well, it's such an international place to begin with, so it could be anywhere in the world, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And one of my guests, you know, I rent apartments. He's from Jamestown originally. He plays the horn in the symphony, but he lives in Sweden.
There you go.
Sweden.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
So I've had people stay in my apartment from Sweden and from South Korea and all over the world.
Wow.
Russia,
That's great. Oh,
Israel. So
yeah, super.
it's very nice. I love meeting people from different places in the world.
There you go.
I just love it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
I wanted to say I like your topic about preserving things on film, and isn't it amazing that we can take pictures and film things and they have memories long after the person has gone to the spirit world, right?
Absolutely.
We can have it for 20, 30, 40 years. It's just an amazing process. It's like time traveling.
absolutely. And you know, sometimes we forget the sound of their voices or how they punctuate or say words in a particular way, and it just brings you right back to that moment. So it's really good stuff.
It does.
Yeah.
I've been
brings everything
digitizing 8mm movies from over 50 years ago. I bought a projector that you play and it puts you can load into the computer. I got one left, but the quality was so bad back then. It was like.
Well, that's why I love Turner Classics. Do you watch that?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Sure.
I love the Turner Classics.
Yep.
And some movies, like with certain performers, like Betty Davis
Yeah.
and Humphrey Bogart and all of those greats, I'll watch the movie over and over again. I even know the lines because I just love seeing the performers, the actors and actresses.
Well, you know, the ones that really, I know this might sound a little odd, but I love watching like Fred Astaire when they're dancing and all that, and I just I just sit there and go, how did they do that? You know, they're on top of tables and running all over the place.
Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Rita Hayworth,
Gene Kelly, all those guys,
what was it, Kelly? What was his first name?
Was it Gene? Gene Kelly?
Gene Kelly.
Yeah.
He was a wonderful actor too.
You know,
I love watching, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, but I really love watching Rita Hayworth.
Okay.
I think she's such a wonderful dancer. She was a flamenco dancer with her father.
Didn't know that. Hey, Lynn,
you know that?
We're just about out of time, so.
I'm sorry. Well, have a wonderful weekend.
Well, thanks for calling in. It was nice to have a little discussion here. So you take care, all right?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was Lynn Spalding. Thanks, Lynn, for calling. So, Randy, we were just talking real quick. What's green screen? So you have something behind this screen.
You have green screen, and it's a really ugly green.
Uh-huh.
And you can take it in the computer and key it out.
Okay.
So now you got just the person there, and you put another picture in back or video. And that's how they did a lot of TV shows back in the days with black screen, but now it's green screen.
So what you see on Facebook may not be true.
I don't think there's anything on Facebook that's true. Honest to gosh.
It's
AI and everything, there's nothing true on Facebook anymore.
Well, Randy Burt, thanks for joining me today as a fill-in. As always, it's just lots of fun to talk with you. Folks, check out Lakeshore Center for the Arts, and maybe Randy will be there and give you a tour, or any one of a number. How many administrators are there?
I'm not sure.
At least a half dozen, at least.
You got at least a half for the Innovation Studio, and then they have other people
all right. So lots of
give tours. They sit at the desk and give you tours when you come in. And
okay. So check out their website. You can find them on YouTube, Facebook, every which way. So I think we're just about out of time. There it is. I knew it. So Randy Burt was my fill-in guest. Thanks, as always, you saved me. hopefully my guest that was supposed to be here is okay, and we'll get them on the show in the near future. All right, folks, stay dry and have a good weekend, and we'll see you right here on Access Chautauqua Spectrum 1301 next Saturday from 9 to 10. And hopefully, Randy, you'll be on the phone, and my guest will be sitting next to me.
Yeah,
Okay?
I hope so.
Take care, everybody. Stay dry, stay warm, and have a nice weekend. See you next time. Bye-bye now.